Hi guys, got a little project in mind that I'm struggling with. I want to make a hovercraft using the components from one of these little wall climbers or zero gravity cars. I've got quite a few of these that I've picked up in charity shops over the year, and I've taken a few of them apart and got all the bits out. Unfortunately, I seem to have lost my matching transmitter. So although I've got all the bits I need, nice little brushless motors, coreless motors inside of here. There's one for each wheel, and then there's another motor that drives the fan. But these are infrared controlled, and none of the infrared controllers I can find in my bag full of infrared controllers match it. And I definitely had one that did, so I think I've given it away, which is annoying. So I've got three bags of bits of these cars, and at the moment I can't use them. There's a couple of them. So I'm putting that project to one side for a minute. Instead of that, I've got this, which is supposed to be a hover ball. You switch it on, the fan should come on, and it just floats above the ground, so you kick it around and this soft bit bounces off the sides. Bought this one cheap in a charity shop, and it did work for a while, but it stopped working, so I think the wires have probably just come off the fan motor. But I've had a thought. How about if I fix this and then take the two motors I put on this little boat, take them off. This is the receiver out of a small radio controlled toy car, and I'm using it to control each motor independently. If I take that out of there, take the motors off there, stick it all on top of this, we should have a steerable hovercraft. So that's what I plan to do tonight. First of all, we'll see if we can fix this. I am assuming it is just the wires have come off the lift motor. So why isn't it working? Because the wires haven't come off. That's odd. Working fine now. Well, it seems to be fine now. I haven't done anything other than just jiggled it around a little bit on here, so maybe one of the brushes was got a bit of dirt on it or something, because it seems to be absolutely okay. So, after all that effort, that's working anyway. So I need to get the hot glue off of this receiver board, get the motors out, put a couple of little pillars on there just to hold the motors up high enough for the propeller blades, and see if it works. Well, I think you can get the general idea of what I'm doing here. I've only got puller propellers, not pushers, so that's forwards. The important thing will be trying to balance the weight. So I'm just going to use blue tack to hold the battery and the receiver in place. So the first test is, does it still float on a cushion of air with all that extra weight on it? Yes, just about. Well, we'll go and try it. I think we need a bit more power in those batteries. They're running down, aren't they? I'll put some fresh batteries in it. This is becoming a very frustrating build. It was supposed to be a quick, simple fix, and it's turning complicated. It looks like it's actually the motor that's playing up. If you remember at the beginning of the video, I had to take it apart and fiddle with the motor to get it going. I think it's probably one of the brushes or something is giving way. What I've done in the meantime is I've taken the 4 AA batteries out from underneath and wired up this 2S LiPo, just little, what are they called? Zippy LiPo. But that needs charging up. But I did put it in and it ran briefly and then the motor died again. So I'm probably going to end up having to change that motor. Right, taking it apart again. So this time we'll actually take the motor apart and have a look at the brushes. Just lever out the little tags. Oh, that looks very black. Brushes on one side are actually burnt right through, it looks like, or worn right through. Well, I could try and replace those brushes. I could just see if it works with that carbon deposit wiped off. I think it'd be a good idea to replace the brushes. I'd have to take another motor apart to find some. Got a lot of torque, that motor, so it'd be nice to replace those brushes, but I don't think I've got any motors that I can do that with easily. I'm going to stick it back together now and just see if that will give enough power to actually make it float or fly. There must be a slope on the floor. Well, I think that'll do. We've got some control. We've got some control, but I think I was rather overstressing these motors because that one's heated up so much it's melted the hot glue that was holding it in place, which is why we were having a bit of trouble steering it then. Because these are only 1.5 volt motors and I'm running them on a 3.7 volt LiPo battery, so they are struggling a bit. But it worked. It took a lot of fiddling and fussing because the motor on that one is effectively burnt out. Certainly those brushes look very worn down, but we've got enough out of it to actually get a form of hovercraft working, radio controlled. It doesn't sound very healthy, that one, does it? I'm going to claim that as job done. Yeah, job done.